Hello, great people. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Seyi Tinubu, is in the news again. This time, not on a positive note, but again on a negative one as regards the leadership crisis in the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. In a moment, I'll play you a video to bring you up to speed as regards Seyi's overbearing influence in the leadership structure of NANS and how this has affected the functionality of the organization. But before I play you the video, you will recall that Seyi Tinubu recently faced public backlash as regards the assertion that his father is the greatest president that Nigeria has ever produced. And this led to the 30 days run challenge that was prompted by the youth corps member Ushe Ugwamaye. This also led to the protest that was led by the Omodiele Sowore-led Take It Back movement. And it also prompted the legendary rapper Idris Abdulkarim to release the now popular song Tell Your Papa, which was banned by the NBC. And now Seyi is in another scandal again pertaining to the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. Let us go and watch the video of one of the stakeholders in NANS. Then we'll come back for some great and important discussion. Let's watch it.
With the involvement of the president's son for the past 1 year, he has done everything to make sure that the organization is porous. What he stands to gain, I don't know. What you want to achieve, I don't know. But the question I want the general public to ask him is, what is his interest in NANS? He wasn't a stakeholder. He didn't serve. He didn't school in Nigeria, because the only thing that can qualify you to be a stakeholder in the organization is if you have served in the organization. And the only thing that can qualify you to be a member of the organization is if you are a student schooling in Nigeria. You are a member. That means you have rights to contest in the organization. But if you did not fall in this category, there's no how you can term yourself a stakeholder of the organization. And you now hide under the power that you have to be terrorizing some set of people in the country that is everybody's security is meant to be secured by the president of Nigeria, of the country. So I'm afraid, like you said, the organization is almost losing it.
There you have it. You just watched the video depicting the overbearing influence of Seyi Tinubu in the leadership and functionality of NANS. You may be wondering that how did all this trouble started? Well, let me share it with you. The NANS leadership conducted an election for new ESCOs on 27 February 2025. And in that particular election, the candidate that Seyi Tinubu supported, his preferred choice for the leadership of NANS, who did not win in that particular election. Rather, it was one Atiku Abubakar Issa that won that election. You may be wondering that what concerns Seyi Tinubu, the son of the president, with NANS, because Seyi Tinubu did not study in Nigeria. So he is not a member of NANS and he cannot be a stakeholder in NANS since he did not study in Nigeria. But apparently for political purpose, Seyi Tinubu wants a leadership that will be dancing to his favor and that will be singing the praise of his father. But then again, the man that won the election, Atiku Abubakar Issa, says that he wants to be upright in the sense that if the president does the right thing, he will say it, and if the president does the wrong thing and it affects the student, of course he will speak his truth. But Seyi Tinubu did not reportedly like that. He wants somebody that will be favorable to his father's administration. And when the guy Atiku Abubakar Issa was to be inaugurated, talks were reportedly sent in, and the talks were the ones that were allegedly loyal to Seyi Tinubu. And during the inauguration, the former governor of Kano State, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, was present, and the former governor of Kogi State, Captain Idris Wada, was also present at the inauguration of Atiku Abubakar Issa as the NANS president. But then again, when the talks came in, they were reportedly beating people, but the security details of these two former governors whisked them away. But you know, the people there that were vulnerable, they reportedly macheted some, snatched the phone of some. They reportedly, snatched the phone of some, and the Atiku Abubakar Issa was whisked away by the talks. And later, some members of MTA were reportedly brought to force Atiku Abubakar Issa to make a video recording. And you can see the level that the institution of the country are being desecrated just to favor one man, the son of the president, because there's no way that thing would have happened and the police or the DSS would not be present, and after that thing has happened, the police and the DSS have not taken any concrete step to make sure that those talks were found and brought to book. And look at it, the institution of the country, the NTA, Nigerian Television Authority, was compromised as well because they made that recording. And if you look at it, talks gaining access to high places, talks gaining access to NTA and some of his staff. So you can see the way the institution of the country is being desecrated. And one thing that is very, very concerning is that if the NANS election, the election of just NANS, that Seyi, who does study in Nigeria, Seyi is not a student, if he can have this overbearing influence reportedly, then imagine what Seyi Tinubu will do during the election of his father. Just imagine what Seyi Tinubu will do during the re-election of his father. If the election of NANS can bring all this kind of like bloodshed, all this kind of human rights abuse, now imagine when the election time of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu comes in 2027, perhaps this gives us a clue of what to expect. But before I knock Seyi Tinubu further, because I have some strong points, against him, but then let me first of all praise him in the sense that Seyi Tinubu, he has, he's not all shades of wrong. In the sense that he has been doing some philanthropic works, and he appears to be, one of the, should we say, the people-oriented president's son that Nigeria have ever had. Goodluck Jonathan, has a child. Muhammadu Buhari, Yaradua, Obasanjo, they all have children. But Seyi Tinubu has been relating with the public the most. This is commendable because he can just sit down and be enjoying the presidential luxury of his father's position. But then, rather than sit down and be living a life of luxury, Seyi Tinubu has decided to put his face out there in the public. So he has been doing some philanthropic work, which is good in the sense that Seyi Tinubu appears to be good at giving. But then again, he is good at giving. Those gifts that, just like his father is also good at giving, is not for free. They are what we call Greek gift. They are gift for a particular reason. They are gift for a particular purpose, which is for you to support them in the election so that they can rule and lord over you. So I applaud Seyi Tinubu for putting his face out there, for relating with the Nigerian people. But then again, he has been doing this, and he has been earning some kind of like bad name for himself, coming from a person that is allegedly aspiring to be the governor of Lagos State. I think Seyi Tinubu himself needs to be very, very careful. But kudos to him for at least making his, his face known and relating with the people. This is the first time that the son of a president will be making headlines repeatedly. But the problem is that Seyi Tinubu is making headlines on a negative note. He's making the headlines on a negative note rather than on a positive note, and this may at the end of the day affect his political ambition. It may affect him strongly because some of these things, well, thank God he's in the political circle. His father is one of the top politicians in the country. He should know that in politics, when you want to contest some of these things, Nigerians will be digging them out against you, and this may affect your political chance because you have shown that you are apparently interested in political office and anything that has to do with politics. And if you look at it, some people have been saying that Seyi Tinubu seems to have started playing what they call the Jaguda politics. And some have been saying that, Seyi Tinubu is now like father, like son. That, that was how his father was doing, now he has inherited it. So you can see that Seyi Tinubu is even bringing aspersions to his father. So, and that is why I have advised him before that you can do all these things, but make sure that when you do it, you don't earn bad reputation for yourself. You either keep quiet and stay one place, or if you are going to put your face in the public, make sure that you are not putting it out there and earning any form of negativity in return. You must be able to know how to package yourself in such a way that rather than for people to be hating you and be speaking bad about you, people will just be liking you. And once they like you as a youth, definitely that likeness, will automatically be transferred to your father. But apparently, that is if your father rules right. And one thing in all this NANS election is that if somebody has won an election, why would Seyi Tinubu want to frustrate the leadership of that person? If Atiku Abubakar Isa won the election. The majority of people want him. Why would Seyi Tinubu allegedly want to frustrate his leadership? Is that a reflection of what we are going to be having in Nigeria? That, for instance, Seyi Tinubu did not like the face of a governor or a governorship candidate. The governorship candidate now won the election. Is this the kind of influence that we will be having in Nigeria? Somebody want to contest as senator. That person is the enemy of Seyi Tinubu. Will Seyi Tinubu be using his overbearing influence to frustrate the winning of that person? And that brings me to the point that, I feel a bit sad in the sense that Seyi Tinubu appears to not have been taught that you cannot always win. In the sense that if you are unable to put your preferred candidate as the NANS leadership, your father is the president. Either which way, you are already a winner. But Seyi Tinubu seems to appear that he has not been taught that you cannot always win, or that you cannot win everything, in the sense that you are already a winner, but then you still want that NANS leadership and it's not coming your way. You are allegedly frustrating the leadership and functionality of that organization. And sadly, NANS now appears to be more of a political wing than a welfareist organization. And that is how it started in Lagos State as regards all this NURTW, that politics has now impacted their functionality. Now it is happening in NANS. And at the end of the day, the students that they are supposed to fight for are suffering, while the leadership of NANS that's supposed to be welfareist oriented are now largely politically oriented. This is sad. I think Seyi Tinubu should watch it, and the leadership of NANS should make sure that they to themselves, they should try to be as upright as possible, and if necessary, the president should call his favorite son to order. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politin. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.